Hey Wildcats, welcome back to another segment of Wildcat News.
It's great to be back again. I'm Phil DeBrava and I'm joined by
Quentin Landsberger. We have a lot going on this spring and a lot to update you on.
So, let's get right into it. The bus races at Cedar Lake Speedway, which everyone has been talking about, finally happening this Saturday. I know me and him are going.
Yes, we are. The whole school has been so stoked for this event. Mr. Dewey's classes have been working on it for the last few months to give our school the best chance at first place in the toughest bus and the fastest bus.
So, with that being said, let's pass it off to Bryson, Braxton, and Carson to see what the final preparations look like.
I'm Braxton here with
Mr. Dewey.
So the bus races are this weekend. We're just wondering, how long has Chisago been doing them?
We started in 2016 and we've done it every single year with the exception of 1 year during COVID time. And about the only reason we didn't do it that year is we didn't have a way to build our bus that year.
Mr. Dewey, what time should students show up at the bus races Saturday?
Well, the key is to show up early. Typically, hot laps will start around 6 p.m., but the key is to show up early. They've had as many as 11,000 people attend this event. It is their biggest event that they do all season long. Show up early. Traffic is a little funky, so you want to make sure and account for that.
What have you done to the bus so far?
Well, so far what we've done is we've completely gutted and stripped the whole entire bus out. Every bus seat comes out. We've got that done. We've got all the glass out with the exception of our windshield. We take about 2/3 of the floor out because there's some plywood in the floor and we try to make our bus a little bit lighter. We've got everything painted up. We've got a custom exhaust that's going on yet this week. We've got our custom intake that's going on as well. And we're finalizing our logos and really trying kind of unveiling our theme, hopefully by Thursday afternoon.
How do you think you guys are going to do in the bus races this year?
I think we got a good fighting chance. We got a good bus, and we just cranked that fuel pump up and flashed the hot tune on there. She's pushing like, I don't know, 300-400 horsepower.
Perfect.
Spins tires like nothing. So.
All right.
I'm Carson Perry.
With Brandon Oblin on the Chisago Lakes bus race team.
What are you working on today?
Today we're doing some bumper stuff, fixing up the bumper to put on it. We're doing some more painting on the sides of the buses in our hood up here. We're going to put a flag up there, and we're going to get our logos on the side today.
When is the official date on the bus races?
First, it's on Saturday, May 10th. Everyone will be there in the afternoon.
How many people regularly show up to the bus races?
Usually a couple thousand. It's pretty busy. A lot of people come to it.
And one last question. Why is the bus races on fishing over here?
I agree it's a bad choice. Sadly, we got to miss it, but we're going to go to the races this year, especially being on the team.
If you don't have plans Saturday, you should definitely head to the bus races.
Even if you do have plans, I'd say add this to them. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yes, it is. Remember, the event starts a little before 6, and it's $15 to $25 per student to get in. Make sure to get there early. I'll be by the front gate if you want to spot me.
With that in mind, it's also great to get out and support our sports teams. If you have the chance, bring that school spirit, go Wildcats.
Yes, the spring season is well underway, and for some sports, even close to wrapping up.
If you have a chance to check out a lacrosse game or come check out a track and field event, you should plan on it sooner than later. You can watch Quentin do high jump.
Yes, you can. Our news crew want to highlight some top moments from those two teams. Let's pass it off to our interviewers and take a listen.
As a D1 goalie commit, do you face a lot of pressure on the field?
I would say I definitely do. I have to play up to the expectations that are placed upon me, and I just have to go into every game ready to play and do my best, no matter who the opponent is.
And what is your team's current record?
Our current record is 4-1.
I'm here with boys lacrosse players.
Zach Carlson, Zane Adams, Austin Sledham.
What is your team's current record?
We're 1-2 right now.
Who is your toughest opponent going into this season?
Probably Minnetonka because we've never played them before and they're a pretty good team.
How do you think the rest of the season will go?
We got a couple of tough games coming up, but after that, it should be an easy ride.
I'm here with girls lacrosse team captain Naomi Eaton. And what do you guys do to prepare for each game?
We play wall ball, stretch, warm up, and huddle up for prayer.
And who is your biggest competitor going into the season?
Either Champlin Park or Hill Murray.
I'm Dominic DeRocker, and I'm here with
Kendra Warren. Ava Bringold.
and today we have some questions for them. What events are you guys involved in?
4x1, 4x2, 100, open 2, and triple jump.
100 hurdles, 300 hurdles, 1, 2, relays, and high jump.
You guys plan on going into state in any of your guys' events?
We are hoping to get our 4x2 team and 4x1 team to state this year, and I am hoping to return to state in triple jump.
I'm hoping to return for hurdles and for high jump.
Sweet. If you had any advice to the younger generation of track, what would you give them?
I would tell them to stick through. I mean, yeah, it kind of sucks while you're doing all the practices, but with all the friends you meet and things you learn along the way, I think it's worth it.
I would say make sure to make goals and keep working hard and try and talk to younger people so you can get a good connection with the rest of the team.
Sweet. If you were to give any advice on someone on the fence of joining track, what would you say to them?
That it is a lot of fun. You meet a lot of new people. I'm friends with people that I never knew existed. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I would say it's just a really good experience, and it's really fun to be able to work hard for goals and see it come.
All right, my name's Caleb DeCosman. I'm here with
Cohen Underhill, Jacob Grabo, Reese Nasvik.
What events do you guys participate in?
I do long, high jump, and the 100. I do high jump, triple jump, and mid sprints.
I do long jump and 100 meter.
You guys plan on making a run to state this year?
Possibly for long jump. Hopefully for high jump this year.
This is my first year, so I don't know. We'll see what happens.
And Grabo, have you made any good connections through track this year?
This year, I met a few good friends. Been doing track for 4 years now, so I see a lot of people every year. A lot of people leave, a lot of people come, and yeah, a lot of good people on track. It's a nice environment.
And Cohen, since you're a captain, what advice would you give to the younger generation?
I would really say tell them to push themselves as hard as they can and be the best version of themselves.
And Reese, with you being a first year, what advice would you give to people that are on the fence about joining track?
The environment is very great and much different from other sports, and the track meets are very fun.
Good luck to each team in their upcoming games and events. Everybody hit those PRs.
One other team worth highlighting is our school's trap shooting team.
Now, trap shooting is a sport at our school where student athletes shoot at clay pigeons and try to hit all 25. I can't even count that high. Numbers have decreased this year, but Miss Mellum gives us details on how are they fixing this for our students.
They are right in the middle of their season, and it's a really fun team to be a part of. We'll send it off to Matt and Carter to get some details about our school's trap shooting team.
I'm Carter Roth, interviewing the trap coach.
Mrs. Mellum.
When does your season start?
It starts April 1st, and it goes through the end of May is our actual season, but then our championships and state contest is in June.
What does a practice look like, and how do you train the shooters to get better?
Well, we have practices on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but in the end, when we start competing, Tuesdays is our practice and Thursdays is our competition nights. We'll kind of watch and see where they need help or what their needs are, and then we'll help them just with tips and tricks to help get them to hit those targets.
How big is your team this year?
Well, that's a really good question because in the past we've been up as high as 75 on our team, but after COVID happened, the costs have gotten so high that we're down to about 14 students this year. The nice thing though is we've really worked hard at getting some donations to help offset those costs, and Chisago Fire Department has given us $2,000. Pheasants Forever has given us $500, and so we're going to work every year now to help make some of those costs be less, so that more students are going to be able to get in and join up with us again.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, I'm Matthew Phelps. I'm a trap captain.
Vaughn Anala Hicks.
When did you join trap?
I started my freshman year.
What is your best round of trap you've ever shot?
I shot a 24 and a 25.
Since freshman year, how much better have you gotten at shooting trap?
Oh, I've gotten a lot better. I went from shooting like 12s to now I'm shooting consistently up in the higher 20s.
Who do you compete with?
We compete against ourselves at first, so the first couple weeks are just practice, and then every Thursday after that is a scoring night, which you compete against the entire your entire section. And then in the summer we have a big tournament down in Alexandria with all the schools, with all different schools from all over Minnesota. And then we also have a national tournament as well if you continue that far.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Good luck to our trap shooting team as they finish out their season.
And as we all know, the end of the school year approaches. It's important to highlight the dangers of driving distracted or being impaired.
That's why our school resource officer and other members of the police department hosted a safety event aimed to highlight this importance.
This event took place 2 weeks ago, and there were some great opportunities for students to try different activities and see what impaired driving can cause. Remember, safety first, then teamwork.
We sent an interview team to check out the event and share with us some key takeaways. Let's go take a listen.
With both our ears.
My name is Amber Hynan and I'm interviewing.
I'm Officer Bauman. I'm with the Lakes Area Police Department. I'm a school resource officer here at the Chisago Lakes High School, and I do work with all of Chisago Lakes School District, so all elementary schools and middle school and high school.
So I'm going to ask him a few questions about this event we have going on right now. Why do we put this event on?
Well, we put this event on for a couple reasons. One, it's to promote safety for our students, especially those of driving age. So we've got a seatbelt convincer, we've got some impairment goggles, and some pedal carts that the students can use. And then we have some other impairment goggles that they can play beanbags with and just show how difficult it is to multitask and do multiple things while being impaired or having some difficulty. Now these goggles are only going to affect the vision, they're not going to affect their ability to multitask or anything like that. So it's just a small bit, but it is a good thing to show.
Why is it so important for students to get involved in this event?
Well, I think it's really important because it's going to show that that they need to be safe, that when you're old enough you are going to be able to drink, and in doing so you're going to be impaired at some point, and where are your limits going to be, how difficult it is to do things, and why it is to do things safely. So that's some of the biggest reasons why we want to make sure that we're putting this on and why it's important to get involved.
So what is the biggest challenge you think young drivers have today?
I really would go back to distracted driving. So distracted driving is one of the leading causes of crashes in Minnesota. Speeding and distracted driving are, they're the most danger for our students. And if you're not wearing your seatbelt, if you're using your phone, if you're driving impaired, any of these, you can have a potential for serious injury or death to yourself or bystanders or anyone else in any other vehicles. So it's really important. And that's a really big challenge that students are facing, especially when we are all in a phone-driven society now and we all want to use our phones. We have to put them aside. We have to focus on driving, and today is going to show how hard it is to focus when you're not all there.
So what are the repercussions of actually driving drunk? Because this event can kind of seem fun at some times, but what actually happens if you get caught?
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously it looks like it's fun to drive, and we do want to bring this fun aspect into it to get kids engaged. However, it is very serious. So driving impaired of any sort, whether it's intoxicated, use of alcohol or drugs, you can crash into someone else. You can die, you can kill someone else, and so that's life-threatening consequences that can happen from it. You can have great bodily harm or injury to yourself or others, which can have lifelong effects on that. And that's just affecting you and maybe someone else on the personal level. But then we start bringing into our law and criminal side of things. We will have license. You're going to lose your license. So we catch you, your license is gone. Your insurance rates are going to go way up. There's jail time potential. There's fines. And on top of that, if it's severe enough, you can have prison time, especially if you hurt someone or kill someone. And so we're going to have all of that, and you can also lose your vehicle.
I got one more question for you. Are there certain times of the year where car accidents are more common, like prom season or summer break?
I think it's pretty steady all throughout the year. I would say that certain events, like when we have our proms, where our big events where students are getting together, they're having fun, letting loose a little bit more, they have potential for making less good decisions. So we're going to have some poor decisions that could be made, And today I'd like to promote, hey, let's make good decisions.
Thank you so much for letting me interview you.
Absolutely.
Hi, I am Vaughn and I am interviewing
Harley and Paul.
What was the most beneficial thing from this event today?
Learning all the different vision impairments that drugs and alcohol can do on you, along with your hands and your mobility, it really restricts it.
What advice would you give to younger classmen about driving?
Just be safe. Pay attention to the road mostly. Wear your seatbelts. If you're under the influence, get someone else to drive you that isn't.
Thank you guys so much.
My name is Amber Heinen and I'm interviewing
Mrs. Yackley, the high school principal.
Today I'll be asking her a few questions. So what do you hope students take from this event?
I hope students that are just able to make themselves a little more aware of situations when you're driving, what it looks like or feels like to be impaired in driving, and the dangers that go along with drinking and driving, using drugs and driving, and just not being aware of your surroundings, not wearing a seatbelt, what could happen.
Since we've been putting on this event, have you seen students start being more aware while they're driving?
Yeah, I think we intentionally put this event close to this weekend because of prom, and that we do know these special events cause kids to make decisions that aren't always the best. And so by offering an opportunity for them to have a chance to think about like, oh, that just happened just recently in this opportunity, that maybe they'll think twice and like, yeah, that's not worth it. And so I do think it helps kids just become a little more aware of the surroundings when they're doing these big celebratory events.
All right, I have one more question.
Okay.
What are your biggest concerns when it comes from students driving to school and coming home from school?
Sure, I would think it's probably just we're in a hurry. You know, we sleep in 5 minutes later or we're late to school, and so we hurry to get here. We crash into the parking lot and sometimes crash into cars when we're doing that. So just taking more time and being more careful on getting to and from school.
All right, thank you so much, Mrs. Yackley.
Wow, let me just say thanks to Amber and Vaughn. Officer Bauman, some great information on the damages that can be caused by distracted driving.
And as summer approaches, Wildcats, let's make sure we're staying safe on the roads and making the best decisions possible.
And in other news, if you need some new apparel to wear heading into summer, Deca Swag has got you covered.
Yes, our Wally store that is hosted by Riley Phipps has been open all year and students can buy items anytime. You can see some of the options in the window between Classroom B5 and the guidance office.
Now let me just say, DECA also had a great year all around. We had a group of interviewers meet with the advisor, the president, and the vice president of DECA to learn more about what DECA is, why you should join, and how to buy that oh so great apparel from the Wally store.
Hi, I'm Jacob Whaley and we're doing a segment on DECA.
Hi, I'm Riley Phipps. I'm the Chicago Lakes DECA president.
What is your involvement with DECA?
So I'm the president of the club this year. It will be changing as of next week with new leadership coming up since I'm a senior. A lot of the things that I did this year was involvement in fundraising. I check on people for their projects for when we go to competitions. I make sure everyone's at their stuff on time, and I also help with the school store as well.
Speaking of the school store, how has the Wally shop turnaround been this year, and has it been successful?
It's been great. We started this project last year, and we did it over the summer, and we came in. We remodeled this entire thing to become a school store. We will have SBE certification, hopefully through DECA, which is school-based enterprise, which has allowed us to go to nationals. We've done $7,000 in sales this year, and you can buy in person and online.
Thank you. Is the Wally shop open during the summer, and if so, how are students able to access that?
Yeah, we'll have a website going this summer where we'll ship called wallys.com. It'll be the first square link that pops up. You're able to get any school merch. If you're a part of DECA, you get a little bit of a discount, and we'll have new stuff coming out in the spring.
Is there any DECA events coming up?
Yeah, so we have Donuts for DECA coming up May 19th. It's early in the morning, but if you want a free donut and want a little more information about the club, come in and join and you'll find out a lot more.
All right, thank you very much.
Hopefully see you there.
Hello, this is Paul Happy interviewing DECA member
Quinn Ryan.
So Quinn, what would you say to someone who's on the edge about joining DECA?
I would say, it's really fun. You meet a lot of new people and you kind of get a lot of good experiences for the marketing and business world. So I would say you should join it if you kind of are interested in that career path.
All right. How does DECA prepare students for the business world?
I'd say it prepares because it kind of gives us kind of an idea of what it's like with like prompts, and you have to work around it. So if you were kind of going in a marketing major, you can kind of get the idea of the kind of stuff you would be doing rather than just a marketing class. You kind of get a full-on idea and you have to express that idea.
All right. And what is your personal involvement with DECA?
Well, I've been in DECA for 2 years now, and I was the vice president this year, so I kind of oversee the operations of what's going on, or I was this year.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Hi, I'm Harley, and I'm here with.
I'm Mrs. Lindstrom.
How do you stay up to date with current trends and issues in the business world?
It's challenging to do. Honestly, I really like to make a lot of real world connections in class as far as what we're learning and making sure it's things that kids are interested in, but also relevant and new and not just recycling old curriculum that's maybe outdated. So personally myself, I do a lot of my own research and make sure I'm always making sure that things are applicable. I keep a few different newsletters in my email that I get every day as far as what's happening in business. I read the paper, I read a lot of articles. I'm honestly in a lot of Facebook groups of business educators too, where we pass some ideas and information around, but it's kind of a constant like hamster wheel to keep up with stuff, but it's important.
So what is DECA? Like, how would you explain it to people who don't know about it?
Yeah, it used to be an acronym. It's not anymore, so it's kind of a funny name, but it really is. I just call it a competitive business club. So a lot of projects that students are doing in my class, they get to go and compete with against other schools. So a lot of times you're not having to come up with anything new. It's not a requirement to take classes with me before or being in DECA. It's definitely helpful, but it's taking a lot of things that we do, competing with it, practicing in front of a judge, scoring against other schools and getting placed and getting really good feedback and learning a lot too.
Now, what is the difference between marketing education and DECA?
Yeah, again, they have a lot of overlap, and DECA is great because there's so many different categories you can compete in. They all fall under marketing, but marketing is really broad. So all of students that are competing in things related to business law and job interviews and sales demonstrations and different categories as well. We get a lot of like finance and management stuff too. So the difference between the education piece is, the learning and the preparation, where DECA is a little bit more the actual executing, performing, competing, and showing off what you've learned.
Thank you for your time.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. If you're interested in joining DECA, reach out to Mrs. Lindstrom in B5. And if you're looking to buy some apparel from Wally's, check it out on the online store or outside the window of B5.
Now, our final segment is a highlight to showcase one of my favorite things in our school. Recreational sports and fitness is an elective offered by our gym department.
Mrs. Laval is teaching it this year, but our team was able to meet with another gym teacher, Mr. Kane, to learn about what this elective is and why students should join it.
Can I just say, it is an extremely fun class and allows students to get moving during the day. It's definitely worth it.
All right, so let's send it out to Dylan and Michael to learn about this class.
So Owen, you took the class Rec Sports.
Yes, sir.
What was your favorite part about this class?
I like the basketball unit. So you break it up into like a bunch of units. You got volleyball, you got basketball, all sorts of sports. And before you do the sports, you like have an assignment before it, just about like what it's like and stuff, the rules. And then after that, you actually play with the teams. So basketball was my favorite part.
Favorite part? That's nice to hear.
That's what I do.
Would you recommend this class to anybody else in the school?
Yeah, dude. I think everybody should take it. It's chill. You go to the CC sometimes. That's one thing I do wish. I wish that we could hit the weights a little bit more.
Yeah, is that a part that you'd like to add to this class? Is a little weightlifting?
Yes, dude. I need weightlifting, dude. Every day.
Who am I here with today? My name is Mr. Kane. I'm a health and phy ed teacher up here at the high school.
What kind of gym electives are there at Chisago Lakes High School?
Currently, we only have one. It's called Rec Sport and Fitness. It's mainly a team sport opportunity for our upperclassmen.
What grades can go and do this class?
Currently, it's all 11th and 12th graders are eligible to do this.
Okay. And what kind of units do you offer in this class?
It's going to depend kind of on the class itself, but ideally, if it's first quarter or fourth quarter, we go outside. We're going to do probably some soccer, some ultimate disc. We might do a day of disc golf. We are going to do softball, nice recreational sport. Basketball, volleyball, pickleball are kind of our big ones that we do. And depending on the class, we may throw a day in here or there, just a different opportunity as well.
Awesome. What are some of the changes coming to this class next year?
Next year, we're only going to be offering one class, just due to our class numbers right now. So it's going to be open just to seniors only at this point as we go through.
All right, thank you very much for your time. Appreciate that.
No problem.
And can I just add, Mr. Kane is the best. Fun fact, he's probably been in over 20 media production videos this year alone. The students love him.
We love him too.
Yeah, we do.
For sure. Anytime you can take a class with one of those gym teachers, it's always gonna be worth it, and they're all awesome.
Well, Wildcats, we've officially made it past midterm. A few more weeks until the end of the year. Get ready for summer.
And there will only be one more Wildcat News segment coming your way between now and then. As we get closer to summer, let's make sure we finish this term strong.
Speaking of finishing this term strong, work on getting those grades up. Check in with your teachers and set yourself up for a great summer break, and make sure to get outside. Thanks for watching. I'm Philip DeBravo.
And I'm Quentin Landsberger. And have a great rest of your school year. And our Follow Wildcat News crew will see you in a few weeks. Oh, and remember, Wolves in 5. We sent an interview team to check out the event and share. We sent an interview team to check out the event and share. We sent it.
It's like a broken record. He keeps freezing, his internet's lagging.